Hi everyone, I am Divya from GCS MDM Informatica. Welcome to today's video. In this video, we are going to see how to install S360 Legacy portal. Let's see today's agenda. We will be starting with configuring ORS, which includes creating a blank ORS, importing the metadata, followed by importing the change list. Then we will be seeing the prerequisites, followed by configuring properties file, running the installer, and a quick demo. So let's get started. Configuring ORS. For legacy supplier portal, the ORS name is predefined and it should always be supplier hub. For configuring ORS, we will create an empty ORS and import the metadata. Once the import is done, we will register the ORS into the hub console and then enable hierarchy. After enabling hierarchy, we will validate the ORS and import the change list. The change list path is as below. So you will have to go to root, info-mdm, app, tsr, pre S360 hub change XML. Here you will find a change list of S360. Once the change list is imported, we will insert the reference data, followed by running the batch job to populate the lookup data. Coming to prerequisites, there are a few points that we need to keep in mind before running the installer. Since we are installing a legacy portal, we need to replace content with pre-S360 content. For this, take a backup of app TCR folder, copy the content of pre-S360 to TSR folder. Since we have already imported the change list, we will need to create the table crepos app config in the same ORS. For this, we have two scripts. The first one is the DDL command, which will create the table. We need crepos app config table, and the script of it will be available under app tsr hub schema DDL. Here, based on the database server you are working on, you have to select the SQL command and then run it. After creating the crepos app config table, we have to insert the data into the crepos app config table. This script will also be available in the same path. Coming to configuring properties file, first in appconfig.properties file, we will set the JNDI name. You can find the JNDI name in your app server configuration file. Here we are using JBoss, so we will be finding it in standalone full XML. After that, in connection.properties file, we will set the data source and Siperian client properties. Once it is done, we will go to Siperian client.properties and we will have to set the ORS ID and set other application server details, which we will see in the coming demo. Now, for installing, first we have to execute install tsr.bat file if you are using Windows as OS. Otherwise, you have to run install tsr.sh file if you are on Linux. Once you run install tsr.bat file or .sh file, you will get some prompts that you will have to select. Select portal in the prompt. This will install the supplier portal. Now we will run the installer again to install the app configuration Word file. This will give us the provision to edit the app configuration through MDM apps. Now we will see the quick demo of what we have discussed so far. So let's get started. Now we will be starting by creating a new empty ORS by running the create ORS script from info-mdm hub server bin location. So let's start. Since we are creating supplier ORS for this legacy view, we have to give supplier hub as the ORS name. Now we can see here that the ORS is created successfully. Now we will be importing the metadata into this empty ORS. Importing the ORS will be done by using import ORS script. So we will be running the same script from the same location. Since we gave supplier hub as the ORS name, we will use the same here. Now the import will start. Since it will take some time, I'm going to pause the video here. Now you can see that the import ORS build is also successful. Now, since we have our ORS created and metadata imported in it, we will be registering the ORS into Hub Console. Since I'm using DB as SQL Server, I'm going to select this. Supplier Hub. Hostname will be localhost. Database name will be Supplier Hub again. And here I will give the password. The connection is succeeded. Let's click on finish. Okay, the ORS has been registered. Now I'll just release lock. Now I will have to go to hierarchies. Select supplier hub. And we have to enable hierarchies. So I'll acquire lock and enable that. Yes. Release lock. And refresh. You will be able to see that the hierarchy tables are created here. Now we will validate the ORS. So it will take some time, so I'm going to pause the video here. Now the ORS is validated. Now we can import the change list of supplier hub. Here the change list will be available under this following path. Under InfoMDM app TSR, since we are importing and installing the pre-S360 which is of legacy. So we have to go inside pre-S360 then hub, and then finally to change XML, where you will find the change XML for supplier hub. Now we are importing the change list. Here we can see that our change list is valid. I'm going to click on OK. Now we can see that the change list is created. We will have to click on this play button. So it will start importing the change list. So it is going to take some time. So I'm going to pause the video here. Now the changes are applied successfully. Now, since we have imported the metadata and then change list, now all we need is to import the reference data. The reference data you will be able to find here under InfoMDM app TSR pre-S360 hub schema reference data. Here, based on your database server, select the script. Since I am using SQL Server as my database, I will be using MS SQL script. Once you open the file, you will be able to see the insert statements into all the lookup tables. Now we are going to copy the script and paste it into the database server to start running it. Here you can see that I have copied the script from the file to the database. Now I will be running this script. Now, since we have inserted all the data into landing table, we will have to run the stage and load job to load them into the base object, that is the lookup table. So we have to come here, go to batch group, expand BG all lookup data, go to control and logs, and click on execute. Now the data will be loaded into the base object. Now the batch group is running. Here you can see that all the tables job has completed successfully. Now we will be moving on to taking backup of app TSR folder. Here I have created a backup folder, TSR backup. It is an empty folder. Now we will go to InfoMDM app TSR and we'll take the backup of this folder. So let's go one step back, copy it, and then go to your backup folder and paste it. Now I have taken the backup of TSR folder here. Let's go back to InfoMDM folder, go to app, TSR. Now we will have to remove some folders and put the contents of pre-S360 into this folder. The folders which we will have to remove are bin, bpm, config, datamart, email config, hub, and yeah. So these are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 folders that we will have to remove from here. I'm clicking on delete. Yeah. Now you have to go to pre-S360 copy the content and then paste it here in the app TSR folder. Let me refresh it. Yeah. So now we have copied all the contents from pre-S360 to the app TSR folder. Now, since we have taken the backup and copied the contents from pre-S360 now we will have to create C repos app config table and insert data into the same. To create the table, we have to go inside Hub, Schema, DDL, and we have to select the script for your database. I am using SQL Server, so I am going to take the MS SQL file. Once you open the file, you will be able to see the create table script. Now I have copied the script to the database. Now I will be running the script. The commands completed successfully. Go back to the same path where you find the DDL crepos app config MS SQL. You will also find insert crepos app config SQL. This script will insert the data into the crepos app config table. Now I have copied the insert statements from the file and pasted them into the database. Now I will be executing the same. Now you can see the two rows have been affected. That is, the inserted statement is complete now. So now we have inserted the data into crepos app config table as well. Now we will have to configure the properties file. So first we will be configuring appconfig.properties file. This file is available under InfoMDM app TSR config folder. Here you will be able to see appconfig.properties file. Now, since we are using JBoss as the application server, we have to go to the standalone full XML, search for the data source, then go to supplier hub data source and copy the JNDI name. After copying, go to app config properties, then here in the JDBC data source, give the JNDI name. Now our appconfig.properties is configured. Save the file and close the file. Once appconfig.properties file is configured, go to application.properties file and then provide the ActiveOS data source URL. You can take the same from the JBoss standalone configuration standalone full.xml file. The path is as mentioned. From JBoss standalone configuration standalone full.xml, you will be able to find the ActiveOS data source URL. Once this is set, save the file. Properties file is saved. Go to BES client properties file and configure the BES HTTP URL. Once configured, save the file. After this, we have to configure connection properties.properties file. Here we have to give the supplier hub data source, the supplier hub ORS ID, and then we will save this file. Here the data source is same what we provided in the appconfig.properties file, and we will take the ORS ID from the hub console. Let's copy the supplier hub ORS ID. Let's paste here. Save the file. Close the file. Now open the MDM apps config.properties file and give the application admin user and configure the base URL. After this is done, save the file. After that, go to supplier client.properties file and make sure the Siberian client.ors ID is pointing to the correct ORS ID. Then save the file. Now go to infomdm app tsr bin location and open command prompt. Now I will be running install tsr.bat file since I am on the Windows server. Now entering it, we have to give the path to hub install directory. Since it is the correct path, I am going to click on enter. Now enter path to S360 install directory. Since it is also the correct path, infomdm app tsr under the D directory. I am going to click on enter again. Now select the app server. Since we will be installing TSR first, I am going to click on TSR. Give AWS console username. Give AWS console password. Enter. Now the installation has started. It will take some time, so I am going to pause this video here. The installer is still running and we can see it is going to deploy the ER file to the JBoss deployments folder. The installer will undeploy and deploy the ERs one by one. The script finished and we can see that the build was successful. Now we will be running the script again to install the portal. Now we will be running the script again. The path is correct. I am going to enter. The path to S360 install directory is also correct. Enter. GBoss. Now we have to install portal. Last time we gave TSR because we were trying to install the TSR. Now we will have to give portal. Enter. Now this will also take some time. So let's wait. This will deploy the supplier app ER file to the deployments folder. Now we can see that the portal is also installed successfully. Now we will run the install tsr.bat one more time to install the app configuration. This time we have to select app config. Now the installation of app config has also started. This will deploy the app configuration.war file. Since it will take some time, we are going to pause this video. Here we can see the app configuration war is deployed and the script also completed successfully. Now we will go to MDM apps and see what all app configurations we need. Log into MDM apps. You will be able to see Infra Supplier Master app. When you go to app configuration, you will be able to see the connections and the properties. In the connection, you have to provide the host and port name and the username and password for everything. For MDM Hub Console, BPM, file service when you need the legacy file service, and email. So just configure these host, port, instance name, user and password as per your environment. Then go to properties. You can see several properties are there which we are not going to cover as part of this video, as this is for only installing the portal. Now I will be showing how the supplier portal legacy view look like. We have to launch the supplier portal of the legacy view using the supplier app war file. Just copy this URL and run it. You will be able to see the supplier portal here. From here, you can register a user using the sign up button, or you can log in using the sign in button. Once the user is registered, then only you will be able to sign in with that user. So this is all about installing portal in the legacy view in Supplier 360. Please get back to us in case of any queries or any concerns through the below given URLs. We would love to hear from you. Thank you.